The nuclear revolution is basically post-World War II. Since World War II, nuclear weapons improved drastically. In the present, the only countries known for possessing such weapons are the US, the UK, Russia, France, China, India, Pakistan, and North Korea. That's why these countries are considered powerful, since they own mankind's most dangerous and deadliest weapons this earth has ever seen. However, nuclear weapons aren't only in the moment weapons. Even years after firing these bombs, they still cause problems for anyone or anything near the bombing scene. The discovery of the electrical charge was very important for many people. After the electrical charge was discovered, many machinery was invented. After this machinery was invented, it was developed. One of the machinery that was invented after the electrical charge was the computer. The computer is very important for everyone. The computer is used everywhere, in schools, in shops, in airports, everywhere. Every single place is dependent on the computer. Basically, after the computer was discovered, it was developed so that it would handle systems that would suit many organizations. That's how the computer is helpful to our society. Scientists and astronauts are trying to figure out a way where human life would be compatible on Mars. Planet Earth is slowly overpopulating. Mars is one of the planets that may be closest to Earth in terms of life on it. Samples of Mauritian soil has been brought to Earth for growing crops to see whether humans can live on Mars. Humans will colonize Mars in the close future. In 1911, the first antibiotic was discovered. Ever since antibiotics were discovered, doctors all over the world worked on the antibiotic to be developed and to be better for the human body. Antibiotics are medicines that target bad bacteria in the body and work on the infected area. On the other hand, vaccines prepares the immunity of the body to fight particular diseases. Vaccines started in China in the year 1000. Soon it was all over the world, being developed by doctors and helping fighting many diseases. Smallpox was a deadly disease up until Edward Jenner discovered a vaccine that fights it and helps it stop from spreading.
The role of scientific communities. The scientists in Germany mostly use their research and stuff like these in their universities and their engineering institutes and their science institutes, such as the Max Planck Society. The role of business corporations, such as Masdar, it's found in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. The UAE is one of the world's most innovative countries by 2021, and they require UAE government to reduce spending 1% and dedicate those savings to research and innovative projects. For example, let's say Masdar wanted to make a project and finalize it by 2025, and they needed 10 years in advance. So in those 10 years, the people in UAE would help them by reducing and dedicating 1% to those savings and research and projects. Masdar works with stakeholders to improve the innovation ecosystem in the UAE. And the institute's engineering system created a new technology to encourage students to pursue work in technology so they could have like a wider knowledge of what they're doing and a better one by helping and working in Masdar's workshops. Science always changes through the accumulation of knowledge, and it also changes through revolutions and its ever-improving technology. It changes throughout history, and every time a scientist or someone found out something new, so they have to change their stuff and find better theories every time. Technology flows increasingly from laboratories. Technology changes more slowly than it appears because we encounter basic technology in a wide variety of short-lived products like mobile phones change every 2 to 3 years. They release a new one nowadays in like 6 months. and it's supposedly better than the one they invented 6 months back. Technology expresses concepts in form of products such as laptops, iPads, and etc. because there's many. The influence of the internet on society and everywhere around. Internet is a decisive technology of the information age with the explosion of wireless communication in early 21st century. Nowadays, humankind is entirely connected to the internet. Like nowadays, most people would prefer going to a coffee shop that has free Wi-Fi so they could just sit on their phone rather than going to a coffee shop that doesn't have Wi-Fi. And media reports that the use of internet increases risk of isolation and withdrawal from society. As I said, most internet lovers and gamers would prefer staying home using the internet than going outside and exploring the world and such things. The virtual life is more social than physical life. Back in the days, they used to use mobile phones just to ease communication, to talk to one person that lived halfway across the world or far away from each other in the same country. Nowadays, in the 20th and 21st century, they use mobile phones just to kill time. They spend so much time on it, on their WhatsApp groups, their chats, and they just use their phones for fun rather than like the way it should be used. The effect of internet in China, China has embraced the internet. Almost half the population use the internet every day. And in 2004, 94 million people went online. The influence of the television around the world in society nowadays, it has an enormous influence on the audience because it has a good and bad effect. The TV carries a great responsibility for educating the younger ones. The television has a variety of educational programs that help younger kids and the younger generation get educated from easier and faster. It catches their attention and they do it in such a way it's helpful for them. Nowadays, there are very few cultural programs so the child can get educated from. Instead, they're watching series related to murder, theft, and crime scenes, rather than if they were watching cultural programs that help them learn and understand about different countries and how everything works, it would be better. The impact of American culture on TV. Nowadays, most Arabs and everyone around talk the English language rather than talking their first language such as Arabic, because in the TV most channels are always in English, and the American TV series help people get educated and talk English better, since many people watch series, movies, and spend a lot of time watching TV, so they have better English. The American culture spread worldwide. Many people nowadays like copying the Americans and what they do, and the American television influences viewers and attitudes and beliefs about themselves, so that people would learn from other social, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds. Like, if I'm an Arab and I watch TV series that are American related, I'd learn about their politics, about their social life, about their culture, and stuff like this from one TV show or one movie. The role of the government is to address market failures and help the companies the government is taking care of by giving them money so they could research and develop new scientific and technological research. And the government gives a large amount of money to technological problems, and they give money to some of their companies so they could research, and if they show disappointing results, they should improve the management of the future research and development by giving them better and qualified technologies to help, and maybe more qualified employees. And many countries successfully nurtured energy industries and environment standards The role of the government and the contribution of science and technology have developed more efficient technologies in the 21st century than back in the days. The role of universities such as NYU dedicates significant resources to develop one of the premier science and engineering research laboratories. They they try their best to get the best resources in their universities to help them, like in their research and in their labs and such things. And the core technology platform is an internal component that shares facilities and supports research activities. The core technology platforms are overseen by faculty directors to know if they're using their technology in a good way, and they oversee their development, and they cooperate with researchers from around the world to see and the faculty in the university about the current and future research they're going to do. The NYU and Steinhardt helps prepare their students uh, by creating, using, and evaluating media and technology for from learning from the websites, games, videos, mobile phones, so they could prepare their students to create games and technological devices for learning and social change.
The telegraph was one of the first types of electronic communications invented by Samuel Morse during the 1800s, and on March 7, 1876, one of the most important inventions was by Alexander Graham Bell, as we use it on a daily basis, the telephone. As the years went by, you could be in China and talk to people all the way in Canada. Skype was founded in 2003 by Janus Friis from Denmark. Skype is a telecommunications application software product that specializes in providing video chat and video calls from computers, tablets, and mobile devices via the internet to other devices or telephones. Users can also send instant messages, exchange files and images, send video messages, and create conference calls. Social media is a computer-mediated tool that allows people to create, share, or exchange information, ideas, pictures, and videos in virtual communities and networks. Social media is defined as a group of internet-based applications that build on the ideological and technological foundations of web, and that allows the creation and exchange of user-generated content. Furthermore, social media depends on mobile and web-based technologies to create highly interactive platforms through which individuals and communities share, co-share, discuss, and modify user-generated content. They introduce substantial and pervasive changes to communications between businesses, organizations, communities, and individuals. Social media creates a digital community in which individuals are able to communicate with each other regardless of geographic distance. International marketing is the export, franchising, joint venture, or full direct entry of marketing organization into another country. This can be achieved by exporting a company's product into another location, entry through a joint venture with another firm in the target country, or foreign direct investment into the target country. It can be as straightforward as using existing marketing strategies, mix and tools for export on one side to a highly complex relationship strategies including localization, local product offerings, pricing, product and distribution with customized promotions, offers, websites, social media, and leadership. Cultural globalization refers to the transmission of ideas, meanings, and values around the world in such a way as to extend and intensify social relations. This process is marked by the common consumption of cultures that have been diffused by the internet, popular culture, media, and international travel. There are many different ways to express or strengthen national or communal loyalties. One way is in arts. Little kids in school make shows and people draw paintings and make movies of their countries. In Abu Dhabi, Qasr al-Husn Festival is held annually and is a cultural event staged on the grounds of the fort. The fort is open to public during the festival, including some of the restricted areas, and features live music and dance performances showing UAE's cultural heritage. People here follow most of their customs and traditions every day, from wearing their traditional clothes to eating traditional food and doing what people used to do, like visiting their families every day and listening to Arabic music. Doing all of these traditional things strengthen communal loyalties and remind people of their traditions and origins of the country they're from.
I must say, I find television very educational. The minute somebody turns it on, I go to the library and read a good book.
I think the part of media that romanticize criminal behavior, things that a person will say against women, profanity, being gangster, having multiple children with multiple men and women, not wanting to, is prevalent. When you look at the majority of shows on television, they placate that kind of behavior.
The internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow.
People without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots.